Hey hello guys, good evening to everyone. Welcome to IQ Civil Science Academy, a great coach transforms life. Today we are going to cover two important topics, and both the topics are very important for your prelims examination. I should say there will be at least one question in prelims 2023 from these two topics. That means if you attend this lecture very properly and understand everything, then you can solve two questions in preliminary examination. That is my guarantee. Topic name is Nord Stream and 5G, and it will be covered by Mr. Dr. Sachin Kadam, faculty at IQ Civil Science Academy, Guwahati. This is about IQ Civil Science Academy. We are running many programs in collaboration with Government of Assam at Assam Administrative Staff College since 2018. So you can be rest assured about the quality and content available with IQ Civil Science Academy for UPSC and state PSC examinations. This is the Google review given by the students, 4.9 star, rare and interesting for a civil services institute. This is our elite panel of faculties from Delhi that includes Sunil Jha sir, Sachin Kadam sir, Anuj Singh sir, Alok Kumar sir, Yogesh Sharma sir, Rizwan Alam sir, Vikram Singh sir, and Nitin Kumar sir. So guys, for your kind information, we are launching our new batches from 6th October, that is day after tomorrow, that is exactly after Dashera or Durga Puja, and second batch will be launched on 11th of October, that is exactly after 7 days, and last batch of the October will be launched on 26th of October. So just keep it in mind कि these three batches are starting in October, so you have to register yourself as soon as possible with Anuj Singh sir, our director, or Vishal Sharma, our admissions manager, or Anuradha Saikia as soon as possible. Their numbers are shared on the screen. This is our YouTube channel. You need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as you need to like this video, share this video, and regularly watch our videos on our YouTube channel. So today we are going to start with the Nord Stream pipeline. Now this topic is not actually from science and technology, but this topic is very important and very crucial for your prelims. That's why we are covering this. Now why we are going to study Nord Stream pipeline, or why Nord Stream pipeline was in news? Reason is, in September there were 4 leaks reported at different points in the Nord Stream pipeline. Now remember the first point: Nord Stream pipeline carries gas from Russia to the Europe or to the West Europe. So it is a gas pipeline located or laid down between Russia and Europe. Russia is one of the major producer of natural gas. Then this is the Nord Stream. So this Nord Stream has two sections or two parts. ये जो आपको यहाँ पे यूरोप में ब्लू दिख रहा है, एंड दिस ग्रे कलर or whatever, this is the operational gas pipeline or Nord Stream. You can see land part runs from the Russia up to the Weborg, that is in Russia, and from here it is a undersea pipeline that carries gas from the Russia to the European continent, and it ends into the Germany at Greifswald, and from Germany the gas is supplied to the different continental countries in the Western Europe. It is operational. और ये जो आपको सेकंड दिख रहा है इसे इन्होंने नाम दिया है Nord Stream 2. It is under construction. It is not operational, but it is under construction, and it will be from again Russia to Germany only. Now ये इसका कंस्ट्रक्शन कंप्लीट हो चुका है नॉर्ड स्ट्रीम 2 का, बट अभी तक इसने कमर्शियल ऑपरेशन स्टार्ट नहीं किए हैं. नाउ हियर you need to remember this map very carefully. Why? Because UPSC will ask you questions on the map part. You can see this Nord Stream gas pipeline is running from Russia to Germany. Pehla point. Second, it is running through Baltic Sea. And which are the countries that are located on the two sides of the Nord Stream pipeline? You can see Finland. Then this is the part of Russia that opens into Baltic Sea. Then Estonia. Then Latvia. Then Lithuania. and then again this is a small part of Russia that is surrounded by Lithuania and Poland, and it opens into the Baltic Sea. Okay, it is also Russia, then Poland, and ultimately it's Germany. Okay, और नॉर्थ में अगर आप जाओगे तो यू कैन सी डेनमार्क, स्वीडन एंड फिनलैंड. सो दीज आर द कंट्रीज जिनके वाटर के थ्रू यू कैन से कि नॉर्ड स्ट्रीम पाइपलाइन और गैस पाइपलाइन पासेस. सो इस गैस पाइपलाइन में आपको कहाँ कहाँ पे लीक्स मिले हैं? एक तो स्वीडिश वाटर में मिले, मतलब दिस पार्ट ऑफ द गैस पाइपलाइन में देर आर लीक्स, एंड डैनिश वाटर में, मतलब दिस पार्ट ऑफ द गैस पाइपलाइन. in those sections में, that is close to Europe, 4 leaks in the Nord Stream gas pipelines are found. Now why this Nord Stream is very important and leaks in the Nord Stream are important? Because of the Russia-Ukraine conflict and Russia-West differences. So see, now what are the Nord Stream pipelines? So Nord Stream 1, it is a subsea pipeline you just saw. Nord Stream 1 was completed in 2011 and it runs from Vyborg, which is located in Russia, to Lumbin near Greifswald, which is located in Germany. Now majority ownership of this Nord Stream gas pipeline is with Russian state-owned gas company, and the name of that gas company is Gazprom. So most of the pipeline, I can say 40% stakes of the pipeline are with the, sorry, not 40%, but majority of stakes of the gas pipeline are with the Russian state-owned gas company called Gazprom, and it has a majority ownership in the pipeline. And remember, according to Bloomberg, 40% of Europe's pipeline gas came from Russia before the war. मतलब रशिया यूक्रेन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट स्टार्ट होने से पहले 40% gas that came to Europe was from Russia, and currently after Russia-Ukraine conflict started, only 9% gas that comes to Europe is from Russia, and that gas comes from the Nord Stream gas pipeline, जिसमें अभी हमें 4 लीक्स मिले हैं. आगे चलते हैं. Now what is the length of this gas pipeline? Nord Stream 2 की हम बात कर रहे हैं अभी, जो ये जो दिखाया था मैंने आपको, this is Nord Stream 2. Okay, so Nord Stream 2 is a 1200-kilometer pipeline that runs from US to Luga in Russia to Greifswald in Germany through the Baltic Sea. You can see this is the UST Luga. It is a city in Russia. यहाँ से ये रन हो रही है parallel to the Nord Stream 1 up to the Greifswald in Germany. 1200 kilometer इसकी लेंथ है. It will carry 55 billion cubic meters of gas per year. So most of the requirement of gas of Europe is fulfilled by Russia. So Europe is dependent on Russia for gas, and gas is dependent on Europe for money. पैसा पैसा पैसा. Okay, और इन्हीं में अभी झगड़े लगे हैं. So this Nord Stream crosses exclusive economic zones of several countries including. Now this is very important for your prelims 2023. जो मैपिंग वाला क्वेश्चन है या मैपिंग वाला पार्ट है, उस पे डेफिनेटली आपको प्रीलिम्स 23 में ये क्वेश्चन आएगा. सो नॉर्थ स्ट्रीम गैस पाइपलाइन passes through the exclusive economic zones of which of the following countries? So it is Russia, Finland, Sweden, Denmark and Germany. Remember, मैंने आपको बाल्टिक सी की बॉर्डरिंग कंट्रीज बताई, लेकिन नॉर्थ स्ट्रीम गैस पाइपलाइन डू नॉट रन्स थ्रू द एक्सक्लूसिव इकोनॉमिक जोन ऑफ पोलैंड, डू नॉट रन्स थ्रू द एक्सक्लूसिव इकोनॉमिक जोन ऑफ लिथुआनिया, डू नॉट रन्स थ्रू द एक्सक्लूसिव इकोनॉमिक जोन ऑफ लैटविया, and do not runs through the exclusive economic zone of Estonia, but it runs through the exclusive economic zone of Russia, exclusive economic zone of Finland, exclusive economic zone of Sweden, exclusive economic zone of Denmark, and exclusive economic zone of Germany. Now for your information, I will explain you what is exclusive economic zone. So under United Nations Convention on Law of Sea, we call that UNCLOS. Okay, UNCLOS ये यूनाइटेड नेशन की एक बॉडी है, और इस ये अनक्लॉज है ना, ये अलग अलग रूल्स सेट करती है फॉर द व्हाट वी कैन से इंटरनेशनल सी और इंटरनेशनल वाटर, इनसे रिलेटेड है ये अनक्लॉज. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू अनक्लॉज EEZ एंड टेरिटोरियल वाटर, लीगली किसी भी कंट्री के EEZ दैट इज एक्सक्लूसिव इकोनॉमिक जोन एंड टेरिटोरियल वाटर, मतलब उस कंट्री का लॉ चलता है वो कितना होता है मैं आपको बता देता हूं. इट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर योर प्रीलिम्स एज वेल एज मेंस. यू कैन सी टेरिटोरियल वाटर एक्सटेंड्स अप टू 12 नॉटिकल माइल्स फ्रॉम द बेस लाइन, मतलब यहां से लेकर तो यहां तक, this is 12 nautical mile and this is territorial water. And remember, in territorial water, laws of that particular countries are applicable. From 12 nautical miles starts the contiguous zone up to 12 nautical mile. मतलब अगर आपको कभी ये पूछा जाए टेरिटोरियल सी और टेरिटोरियल वाटर ऑफ अ कंट्री एक्सटेंड्स अप टू 12 nautical mile, contiguous zone of a country extends up to ये 12 nautical mile and ये 12 nautical mile, मतलब 24 nautical miles, and exclusive economic zone extends up to 200 nautical miles, that is this point. यहां तक 200 nautical mile तक EEZ और exclusive economic zone of a country extends, and beyond 200 nautical mile from the appropriate baseline lies high sea or we call that international water. तो इस इंटरनेशनल वाटर में अगर कोई लीगल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो गई तो ये कंट्री उसमें कुछ नहीं कर सकती. हाँ, अगर टेरिटोरियल वाटर में हुई तो इस कंट्री के लॉज अप्लाई होंगे, और किसी भी कंट्री के एक्सक्लूसिव इकोनॉमिक जोन में कोई और कंट्री आकर फिशिंग नहीं कर सकती, कोई और कंट्री आकर नेचुरल रिसोर्सेस एक्सट्रैक्ट नहीं कर सकती, लाइक क्रूड ऑयल, नेचुरल गैस और एनीथिंग. क्लियर? सो इसे कहते हैं एक्सक्लूसिव इकोनॉमिक जोन. तो नॉर्थ स्ट्रीम गैस पाइपलाइन runs through the exclusive economic zones of Russia, Finland, Sweden, Denmark and Germany. Okay, clear? Very interesting and very important. It is very very important for your preliminary examination. तो मैं क्या करता हूँ यहाँ पे हमारा ये पॉइंट ऐड कर देता हूँ, ये जो अभी एक्सक्लूसिव इकोनॉमिक जोन वाला पार्ट है, टेरिटोरियल वाटर, एक्सक्लूसिव इकोनॉमिक जोन एंड इंटरनेशनल वाटर, ये सब आपके प्रीलिम्स और मेंस दोनों के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्रूशियल है. ठीक है, यस, ये मैंने इमेज आपके लिए ऐड कर दी. चले हम आगे. सो देयर आर टोटल 3 + 2 5 कंट्रीज जिनके एक्सक्लूसिव इकोनॉमिक जोन में से नॉर्थ स्ट्रीम गैस पाइपलाइन जाती है. एंड हाउ मेनी कंट्रीज हैव नॉर्थ स्ट्रीम गैस पाइपलाइन इन देयर टेरिटोरियल वाटर? तो ऑब्वियसली रशिया से ओरिजिनेट होती है, मतलब रशिया के टेरिटोरियल वाटर में है. जर्मनी में एंड होती है, मतलब जर्मनी के टेरिटोरियल वाटर में है, as well as Denmark के territorial waters में भी. तो here you can see Nord Stream gas pipeline passes through the territorial waters of Germany, territorial waters of Denmark. आपको लगेगा सर डेनमार्क तो यहाँ है, लेकिन डेनमार्क यहाँ तक एक्सटेंड हो सकता है ना. कोपेनहेगन इज द कैपिटल ऑफ डेनमार्क एंड टेरिटोरियल वाटर ऑफ रशिया. तो नॉर्थ स्ट्रीम गैस पाइपलाइन passes through the territorial water of 3 countries and exclusive economic zone of 5 countries. Let's go ahead. What will be the impact of the leak? अब ये जो leaks हुए उनका क्या impact होगा? Now before we go to the impact of the leaks, I would like to show you the news, actual news that came in the Hindu about the leaks. Then we will go back to the notes. Okay, so here you can see what happened to the Nord Stream pipeline. Why do international bodies think that the leaks to the pipeline were the result of sabotage? What are going to be environmental effects of such a leak? तो यहाँ आप देख सकते हो 4 leaks were reported at different points in the Nord Stream pipeline that links Russia and Europe since 26 September. 2 of the leaks were in Swedish water, मैंने अभी आपको बताया, while the other 2 were reported from Danish water. Okay, then Denmark's defense authority released footage of the bubbles forming on the surface of the sea resulting from gas spewing from the pipeline. तो सबसे पहले ये जो leaks है ना, they were identified by the Denmark. क्योंकि डेनमार्क के टेरिटोरियल और एक्सक्लूसिव इकोनॉमिक जोन दोनों में ये पाइपलाइन है. Denmark Energy Agency said that while half of the gas stored in Nord Stream 1 and 2 had leaked out of the ruptures, the remaining volume was expected to escape by Sunday. मतलब कल coming Sunday. Both Danish and Swedish seismologists picked up undersea explosions near the locations of the first two leaks before they occurred. मतलब जो स्वीडिश वाटर में दो लीक्स आए हैं ना नॉर्थ स्ट्रीम गैस पाइपलाइन में, वहां पे एक्सप्लोजन हुआ था. ऑब्वियसली दीज टू लीक्स वेयर बिकॉज ऑफ द एक्सप्लोजन. अब ये एक्सप्लोजन किसने किया, नो वन नोज. John Lund of Sweden's National Seismology Center told BBC that there was no doubt that these were explosions. Okay, ये एक्चुअल न्यूज थी और बाकी डिटेल मैंने आपको पीपीटी में दी है. While analysts have not yet quantified the environmental impact of the leaks, Reuters quoted the commercial methane measuring satellite from GHGSat as saying that a conservative estimate based on available data suggested that the leaks together were releasing more than 500 metric tons of methane per hour. And remember, methane is a greenhouse gas with a very high global warming potential. So ये leak environmental impact क्या है? Because of these leaks, concentration of greenhouse gases in atmosphere will increase and that will lead to the global warming. Economic impact क्या है? There will be economic loss of Russia because of the loss of gas. And political and social impact क्या है? There will be political unrest in Europe because अब यूरोप में विंटर स्टार्ट हो रहा है एंड इन विंटर यूरोप नीड मेनी हीटिंग प्रोसेसेस. उनको घर हीट करने होते हैं, मॉल्स हीट करने होते हैं और वो हीटिंग करने के लिए दे नीड एनर्जी एंड दैट एनर्जी कम्स फ्रॉम द गैस. अब उनको वो गैस नहीं मिलेगा क्योंकि पाइपलाइन में लीक है. तो पॉलिटिकल अनरेस्ट हो सकती है, सोशल अनरेस्ट हो सकती है. कहाँ पे, यूरोप में. सो दीज आर द प्रॉब्लम्स दैट आर रिलेटेड टू द leaks, social, political and economic problems as well as environmental problems. यहाँ पे वो यही बता रहे हैं. What will be the impact of the leaks? The pipelines are unlikely to provide any gas to Europe in the forthcoming winter months even if the political will to resume supply was found. इसका मतलब ये है कि अगर कल if Russia and Europe they compromise things और उनका अच्छा पॉलिटिकल इश्यूज रिजॉल्व अगर हो गए, फिर भी दिस गैस पाइपलाइन विल नॉट बी एबल टू प्रोवाइड गैस टू यूरोप इन coming winter month and that is a very major issue for Europe. Then because of this gas prices will spike not only in Europe but in the international market. Gas prices will spike. Why? अब रशिया से जो गैस यूरोप को आने वाला था, now Europe will buy gas from some other countries. So demand of the gas in international market will increase and that will lead to the increase in the gas prices. So be ready. अभी आपको गैस सिलेंडर 1080 में मिल रहा है ना, now it might go up to 1500 rupees because वैसे भी हमारे गवर्नमेंट को प्राइसेस बढ़ानी है and they got a very good reason to tell you. अंधभक्त जो है ना, they got a very good reason to tell you कि why the prices of gases are increasing in country. So पहला problem for Europe, second problem for the world economy because of the gas price spike. Then environmental impact मैंने अभी आपको बताया. Releasing greenhouse gases that is methane will have an impact on the environment. Impact on India, it may raise the cost of natural gas already at its peak from India and LPG CNG consumers in India may have to bear the brunt. Clear? So these are the impact of these leaks or leaks in the Nord Stream gas pipeline. So which of the following are Nordic countries? डेनमार्क, नॉर्वे, इस्टोनिया एंड फिनलैंड. इनमें से कौन सी कंट्रीज नॉर्डिक है? इस्टोनिया इज नॉट अ नॉर्डिक कंट्री. तो एलिमिनेट बी एंड डी. योर आंसर विल बी ए. 1, 2 एंड 4 ओनली. ये देखिए मैं आपको शो करता हूँ. आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू विच आर नॉर्डिक कंट्रीज. तो यहाँ आप देखो नॉर्डिक कंट्रीज में कौन कौन आता है. नॉर्डिक कंट्रीज इंक्लूड फिनलैंड, स्वीडन, नॉर्वे एंड डेनमार्क. एंड जो स्कैंडिनेवियन कंट्रीज है उसमें 3 आती है, डेनमार्क, नॉर्वे एंड स्वीडन. फिनलैंड इज नॉट अ स्कैंडिनेवियन कंट्री. और जो बाल्टिक कंट्रीज है, दिस इज बाल्टिक सी, जिसके थ्रू आपकी नॉर्थ स्ट्रीम गैस पाइपलाइन पास हुई। बाल्टिक सी में बाल्टिक कंट्रीज कौन सी है? तो लिथुआनिया, लाटविया, एस्टोनिया, ये तीनों की तीनों बाल्टिक कंट्रीज है। फाइन। सो ऑब्वियसली नॉर्डिक कंट्रीज में एस्टोनिया आता है क्या? नो, एस्टोनिया इज अ बाल्टिक कंट्री एंड ऑल दीज थ्री आर द नॉर्डिक कंट्रीज। और अगर आपको यहीं पे पूछा जाए स्कैंडिनेवियन कंट्रीज, तो नॉर्वे एंड डेनमार्क आर स्कैंडिनेवियन कंट्रीज, फिनलैंड इज नॉट स्कैंडिनेवियन कंट्री। क्लियर? So this is all about Nord Stream gas pipeline. I hope everyone got it clearly. आपको crystal clear है कि what exactly Nord Stream gas pipeline is, what is the impact and everything. Now we will discuss about 5G technology. This is of science and technology. So you might have read a news on most probably on 2nd or 3rd October कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने 5G सर्विसेज लॉन्च की है, प्रिफरेबली जियो एंड एयरटेल, इन दोनों ने 5G का जो स्पेक्ट्रम है ना, वो लास्ट 2-3 months ago 5G spectrum was allocated by government of India to different service providers. इसमें सबसे ज़्यादा spectrum of 5G was bought by Jio and after that second number पे Airtel है। तो देखो, government has launched commercial 5G services. What are the key highlights from the launch event? PM called the launch a revolution. Obviously, because of the 5G, now very high speed internet will be available at a, or wireless high speed internet will be available. Okay, that is a very big revolution in India's telecom sector. PM called the launch a revolution, a new India. The country is no longer just a consumer of technology but a contributor to its development too. अब मैं यहाँ पे आपको एक बात बता दूँ, there are different generations of the mobile telephony, 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, and now we are talking about 5G. Okay, so till this, all technology or every technology developed in other countries, we just bought that technology from other countries. But when it comes to 5G, we developed many technical things required for 5G indigenously. And that's why here they are saying that the country is no longer just a consumer of technology जैसे इस केस में था, but a contributor to its development too. We are contributor to the development of 5G as well. Let's go ahead. At the time of the launch of 2G, 3G and 4G services, India was dependent on other countries, as I already told you, but with 5G, the country is setting foot in a new historical era and is leading globally. Okay, दुनिया के बहुत कम countries में 5G launch हुआ है. 5G is launched in USA, parts of Europe, China, Japan, South Korea and now India. Now what 5G technology will provide? Number one, it will provide seamless coverage, it will provide high data rate, it will provide low latency and it will provide highly reliable internet services. सीमलेस कवरेज का मतलब क्या है? अभी अगर आप देखोगे, इफ यू आर सिटिंग इनसाइड होम या फिर आप बेसमेंट में चले गए तो आपको इंटरनेट की रेंज नहीं आती, दैट प्रॉब्लम विल बी सॉल्व विद 5G. देन 5G विल प्रोवाइड हाई डाटा रेट अप टू 10 Gbps. आप इमेजिन नहीं कर सकते, अभी हमें कंपनीज क्लेम करती है कि दे आर गिविंग अस 400 Mbps स्पीड, बट रियल में अगर आप आपके मोबाइल पे चेक करोगे ना तो आपको 10 to 15 Mbps की स्पीड मिलती है, नॉट इवन दैट मच. मैं आपको लाइव दिखा दूं क्या? करंटली माई लैपटॉप इज कनेक्टेड टू माई मोबाइल फोन, मोबाइल के इंटरनेट को कनेक्टेड है. वी विल चेक द स्पीड ऑफ माई मोबाइल इंटरनेट. 4G LTE सर्विस है या ये स्पीड टेस्ट डॉट नेट. आपको लाइव पता चल जाएगा कि 4G LTE क्या स्पीड दे रहा है आपको या हमें. ठीक है, सो यू कैन सी हियर स्पीड टेस्ट. स्टार्ट होने में ये आधा घंटा लगा देगा. यू कैन सी वोडाफोन आइडिया फाइंडिंग ऑप्टिमल सर्वर. अभी तक इनको सर्वर ही नहीं मिला, सर्वर मिलने के बाद ये स्पीड दिखाएगा, तब तक हम हमारा काम आगे करते हैं. तो हाई डाटा रेट विल बी प्रोवाइडेड, seamless coverage will be provided, and low latency. Low latency का मतलब क्या है? Person A sent a message to person B, तो ये मैसेज जाने के लिए अगर 10 सेकेंड लग गए, सपोज 4G में 10 सेकेंड लग जाते हैं A to B मैसेज रीच होने के लिए, 5G में क्या होगा? इट विल टेक ओनली 10 मिली सेकेंड। तो कम समय में मैसेज रीच हो रहा है कि नहीं? इट इज 5G इज टेकिंग लेस टाइम टू डिलीवर मैसेज फ्रॉम A to B। तो ऑब्वियसली इसे क्या कहते हैं? लो लैटेंसी। लैटेंसी का मतलब क्या होता है? टाइम रिक्वायर्ड फॉर अ नेटवर्क टू डिलीवर मैसेज फ्रॉम पॉइंट A to B। So latency or time required for 5G to deliver message from point A to point B will be lesser. That's why low latency, and it will be highly reliable, मतलब नेटवर्क या इंटरनेट विल बी हाई अवेलेबल, हाईली रिलायबल, आपको कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं होगी, इजीली अवेलेबल होगा। कितना है स्पीड? डाउनलोड स्पीड इज 15 Mbps एंड अपलोड स्पीड इज 3.67 Mbps। कम है कि नहीं? बहुत कम है। और ये 5G क्या देगा स्पीड? 10 Gbps तक स्पीड प्रोवाइड करेगा 5G। तो what 5G will provide? It will provide seamless coverage, high data rate, low latency and highly reliable internet. It will increase energy efficiency because आपको अगर अभी देखो, if it is taking if the speed of internet is 15 Mbps today और वही स्पीड 1 Gbps होगी, तो आपके मोबाइल की बैटरी कम ड्रेन होगी ना, बिकॉज इन लेस टाइम यू विल बी शेयरिंग मोर डाटा। मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ। अब ये जो मैं वीडियो रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ ना, आफ्टर रिकॉर्डिंग दिस वीडियो आई अपलोड दिस वीडियो ऑन माई गूगल ड्राइव, और जब मैं गूगल ड्राइव पे ये वीडियो अपलोडिंग के लिए लगाता हूँ ना, इफ आई एम यूजिंग माई मोबाइल नेटवर्क और मोबाइल इंटरनेट, तो इट टेक्स minimum 45 minutes to 1.5 hours to upload this video on Google Drive, and if I am using Wi-Fi, so it takes just 15 minutes to upload this video। तो ज़्यादा एनर्जी कंजम्पशन कहाँ होगा? यहाँ। why it more energy is being consumed here? because of high low speed। speed जैसे ही बढ़ा, less energy will be used or consumed, that's why it will increase energy efficiency, it will increase spectrum efficiency, मतलब जो भी spectrum allot हुआ है radio waves, उनकी efficiency बढ़ेगी, and it will increase network efficiency। So these are the benefits of 5G services। 5G as a technology multiplier. How? 5G is much more than the next generation of technology. It actually unlocks the potential of other technologies, like because of the increased wireless internet speed, now we can use artificial intelligence on our mobile. We can use Internet of Things on our mobile. If you want to understand what is artificial intelligence, what is Internet of Things, you need to attend my offline or online classes which are available with IQ Civil Science Academy, but these classes are paid, but उसमें मैं सारी चीज़ें in depth in detail explain करता हूँ। Then you can use robotics on your mobile, you can use applications that use blockchain technology। मैंने शायद 2 दिन पहले ही एक वीडियो बनाया था, कौन सा बनाया था? इट वॉज बेस्ड ऑन ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी ओनली। लेट मी सी। हाँ, कार्ड टोकनाइजेशन। if you went through that video, card tokenization video is available on the YouTube channel of your IQ Civil Science Academy। so card tokenization के पीछे जो टेक्नोलॉजी है ना, that is a blockchain technology। so we can use that on mobile, and we can also use metaverse। now if you want to understand what is metaverse, again attend my offline and online classes on IQ Civil IS Academy। आगे चलते हैं। so because of 5G all these technologies will be available on our mobile, so that's why we are calling 5G as a technology multiplier। clear? समझ में आया 5G को हम टेक्नोलॉजी मल्टीप्लायर क्यों कह रहे हैं? आई गेस यस, सभी को समझ में आ गया। नाउ इफ this high speed internet becomes available on our mobile, so obviously it will help us in real time monitoring of disasters, जो आज भी हम करते हैं। it will help us in precision agriculture, it will help us to mine different natural resources from the depth of the earth. It will help us to mine different natural resources from the ocean and many more. So these are some applications of 5G technology, and these are some applications of 5G technology in implementing new technologies in our day-to-day life. 5G technology will be implemented under National Digital Communication Policy 2018. In this policy, there was an emphasis on integration of digital ecosystem including 5G with economic and societal growth. Focus area for India should be price of the device. So price of the mobile phone, 5G mobile phone should be lower. Then digital connectivity. 5G network should be available everywhere. Cost of the data should be reduced, because in India, the mobile connectivity or mobile availability is everywhere, but the cost of data is more, and the idea of digital first. So these are the focus area. India should reduce the price of device, India should increase the digital connectivity, India should reduce the cost of data. Then only 5G technology can become a force multiplier in a country like India. Clear? Let's go ahead. Then demonstration of practical use of 5G services. Where you can use 5G services? For your information, we can use 5G services everywhere in the world. जहां हम सोच नहीं सकते हर जगह पे 5G यूज कर सकते, बट immediately after the launch of 5G services, we can use 5G services in education. 5G facilitate education by bringing teachers closer to students through effective virtual classes. जैसे अभी आप लोग मेरे वर्चुअल क्लास ही ले रहे हो ना, लेकिन अभी जो मैं क्लास ले रहा हूँ, बिकॉज ऑफ द स्लो इंटरनेट स्पीड, I cannot use virtual reality, I cannot use augmented reality, I cannot use artificial intelligence, because for that high speed internet is a must. तो अगर वो मैं यूज करना सीख गया ना, तो you can take a real life experience of classes through online, obviating the physical distance between them. Then in education, a girl from Uttar Pradesh will witness a lively and immersive education experience to learn about the solar system with the help of virtual reality and augmented reality. Safety, the safety of workers in an under construction tunnel of Delhi Metro through the creation of a digital twin of the tunnel. मतलब उस टनल में रियल में जाने से पहले उसका एक आर्टिफिशियल टनल बनाओ, डिजिटल वर्चुअल, और उसमें खुद को टेस्ट करो, एंड देन यू कैन एंटर इनटू द रियल टनल. This is the application of augmented reality. This is the application of virtual reality. Now, if you want to understand what is virtual reality, what is augmented reality, you need to attend my offline and online classes where I explain both these both these concepts in detail and in depth. Then, what is 5G? 5G is the next generation of mobile broadband. The term broadband is used for very high speed internet. The term broadband is used for very high speed internet, and if high speed internet is through wire, so we call that wired broadband, which we use nowadays. And if very high speed internet is available wirelessly, so we call that wireless high speed internet or wireless broadband. तो वो 5G से available होगा. That's why 5G is the next generation of mobile broadband that will eventually replace or at least augment 4G LTE connection. तो 5G को आप next generation of 4G LTE कह सकते हो, या you can consider it as a separate mobile telephone generation. So what are the features and benefits of 5G technology? Number one, it operates in the millimeter wave spectrum. You need to remember this frequency range of 5G for your prelims 2023. Yeah? So what is the frequency of radio waves that we are going to use in 5G? 30 to 300 gigahertz, which has the advantage of sending large amounts of data at very high speed. So because of this frequency range of radio waves, because of this frequency range of radio waves, it becomes possible for 5G to send very high speed internet. Then it operates in three bands: low band, mid band, and high frequency spectrum. Then it will reduce latency. I explained you what is the meaning of latency, and because of the reduced latency, it will become easier to use Internet of Things and artificial intelligence. Then it will increase capacity on 5G networks. So it will reduce latency, increase capacity. It will operate in three bands. It will use millimeter wave spectrum. 5G के लिए अलग वीडियो में बनाऊंगा. This is the ये जो रेडियो वेव्स है, दिस इज इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन. फॉर आवर लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस कम्युनिकेशन वी यूज रेडियो वेव्स, और इन्हीं रेडियो वेव्स में 5G आपको यहाँ मिलेगा. ये देखिए, ये 5G की स्पेक्ट्रम है इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशंस की, ये वाली 30 गीगाहर्ट्ज से लेकर तो 300 गीगाहर्ट्ज तक. ओके, और ये वाला जो पार्ट है ना, इन दिस पार्ट वी यूज 1G 2G 3G 4G और 4G LTE. इधर से इधर जा रहे हैं हम. 1G used this frequency, 2G used this frequency, 3G used this frequency, 4G used this frequency, and now 5G will use this frequency of radio waves. And these radio waves are part of electromagnetic radiation or electromagnetic spectrum that includes radio waves, microwaves, infrared radiation, visible light, ultraviolet rays, X-rays, and gamma cosmic rays. So 1G, it is voice only. 2G, voice plus data. But in 2G, first data communication was introduced in the form of SMS. Then 3G, in this we introduced internet services on mobile. Then 4G, in this you can see videos on internet on mobile. And 5G के तो अभी अभी मैंने आपको features बता दिए. तो see, in 1G we used analog signal, and 2G onward we used digital signal. So 1G analog voice, human to human early mobile phones. 2G digital voice, यहाँ पे आपको low speed data communication was available. That means internet was available on 2G only, but the speed of internet was extremely low, as well as you can communicate voice as well as SMS, that is some text. In 3G, mobile broadband or mobile internet became available because speed of mobile internet increased. So now you can access internet through mobile. In 4G, faster and better 3G, IP based network, high speed internet, live video streaming, and live apps are available. And 5G will make interconnected devices, that is internet of things, sensors, systems for consumer, government and businesses. 5G को डिटेल में मैं आपको अलग से पढ़ाऊंगा. इस वीडियो में हम 5G को ज़्यादा डिटेल में नहीं कर रहे हैं. आई विल टेक अ सेपरेट क्लास ऑन 5G. ओके, सो टू डेट what are the potential health risk of 5G? I should say no. आपने अगर मेरे ऑफलाइन या ऑनलाइन क्लास किए होंगे तो I already told you guys that there are no negative health impact of 5G on human or even life to date. And after much research performed, no adverse health effect has been causally linked with exposure to wireless technologies. The main impact of radio waves on life or living organism is tissue heating. Tissue heating is the main mechanism of interaction between radio frequency fields and the human body. Radio frequency exposure levels from current technologies result in negligible temperature rise in human body. Human body में ज़्यादा temperature rise होता ही नहीं है रेडियो वेव्स के एक्सपोजर से, जो हम अभी करंटली मोबाइल फोन यूज करते हैं. As the frequency increases, there is less penetration into the body. और आप देख रहे हो यहाँ पे फ्रीक्वेंसी इंक्रीज हो रही है. ये 3 किलोहर्ट्ज, 30 किलोहर्ट्ज, 30 गीगाहर्ट्ज, 300 गीगाहर्ट्ज. तो जैसे जैसे फ्रीक्वेंसी इंक्रीज होती है ना, तो रेडियो वेव्स का पेनिट्रेशन पावर इन अवर बॉडी डिक्रीज होता है. मतलब क्या हो रहा है, हेल्थ इम्पैक्ट कम होगा ना, हेल्थ पे नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट कम होगा, क्योंकि नाउ radio waves that will be used in 5G, they will not be able to penetrate into our skin. As the frequency increases, there is less penetration into the body tissues and absorption of the energy becomes more confined to the surface of the body, that is skin and eyes. Previously, Bollywood actor Juhi Chawla had moved the Delhi High Court seeking a scientific study on any adverse effect of radio frequency radiation emitted by cellular telecommunications using 5G technology, but उसका कोई impact होता ही नहीं, ये बस लोगों ने किया है. Provided that the overall exposure remains below international guidelines, no consequences for public health are anticipated in case of 5G. Okay, so this was the question asked by UPSC in 2020 related to communication technology with reference to visible light communication technology. Which of the following statements are correct? Now remember, VLC or visible light communication technology is a latest technology. So answer of this question will be, I guess, see, VLC uses electromagnetic spectrum wavelength from 375 to 780 nanometer. It is a long range nahi hai. It is not long range. It is a short range. So second is not the answer. Second nahi hona chahiye. A, B and D eliminate hua. Your answer is C. 1, 3 and 4 only. Clear? So this is all about 5G. Then Burkina Faso's military leader agrees to step down after coup. It is the second coup this year. In both cases, country's dire security situation and failure to deal with an Islamist insurgency were blamed for the takeovers. Burkina Faso is a former colony of France and it is located in this part of Africa. You can see it is surrounded by Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, Niger, and Benin, and Ghana, Burkina Faso. Then, over 6,000 trees were illegally cut by the Uttarakhand government in the Corbett Tiger Reserve for the Pakhro Tiger Safari project. परमिशन दी थी 163 ट्रीज फेल करने के लिए, इन्होंने कट किए 6,000 trees. And by the Forest Survey of India has found it is the first national park of India and Project Tiger was launched here in 1973. So Jim Corbett National Park, it is also a tiger reserve. It is located in Uttarakhand. It was India's first national park. It was India's first tiger reserve and Project Tiger was launched in 1973 in from this park only. वहाँ पे 6,000 trees इन्होंने क्या किए हैं, fill down किए हैं. Jim Corbett was established in 1936 as Halle National Park to protect endangered Bengal tiger. मतलब before independence, Jim Corbett was a protected area for tigers. Then Iran and Turkey have carried out attack on Kurdish groups in neighboring Iraq, accusing them of spreading unrest and succession. Kurdish people are an Iranian ethnic group native to the mountainous regions of Kurdistan in Western Asia, which spans southeastern Turkey, northwestern Iran, and northern Iraq and northern Syria. मतलब this Kurdish area is spread across 4 countries: Turkey, Syria, इराक एंड ईरान, और ये चारों मिलकर इन कुर्दिश लोगों को मार रहे हैं. They were left stateless when the Treaty of Lausanne, which set the boundaries of modern Turkey, made no provisions for Kurdish state. And remember, Kurdish people are fighting against Turkey for an independent country. Okay, so this is about the mapping part. So it was IQ Civil Science Academy, a great coach transforms life, Guwahati. We are starting new batches from 6th October, offline and online. To register yourself, call on this number. And if you want notes of these PDFs, you need to connect to our Telegram channel or subscribe to our Telegram channel. So that's it from my side, guys. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care. See you soon.